Hello everybody, it's your boy Noah, aka Macca Football, and today we're doing a bit of a different video. Now obviously, the 2021 Ballon d'Or nominees have officially been leaked. I'm not sure if they're official yet, but they're leaked and pretty much they are the real ones. And there's a whopping 30 players on this list. We're going to go through all of them and rank their seasons out of 10. So without further ado, this is the channel that brings you football daily content straight to your screens. Let's get into it. In 30th, we have Luis Suarez. Now, what a player. I mean, in the last 2 years of his career at Barcelona, he dropped off a lot. I did not even think he was in the top 10 strikers. But ever since that Atletico Madrid move, there were a couple times he was inconsistent, but overall he's been a great target man, the real mobile striker. He's been bagging in goals left, right and centre, and he hasn't stopped this season, and that's why I'm going to say a solid 8 out of 10. Now on to Raheem Sterling. What? How is he in this video? Raheem Sterling. I mean, yes, he had a good Euros. I think he scored about 4 goals, but this is for the whole year, club and country. We didn't win the Euros, and so there's no... What? I do not know. I think this has been his worst season at Manchester City. He's hardly got any goals and assists. I'd say he's probably worse than Mane last season, and that is pretty bad. So I'm gonna say a 4 out of 10. In 28th, we have Mohammed Salah, and I do think this guy is the greatest winger of all time. Last season, which has essentially been the 2021 year, he bagged 22 goals, came second in the top scorers, and I mean, he's a right winger. He is a right winger, and he plays so well. He fits Liverpool so well. Honestly, I do not think he could be doing the same thing for, let's say, a Bayern Munich or a Barcelona. I mean, we saw him with Chelsea and a couple other clubs. You know, Roma, he wasn't even that good at. I mean, he was good at Roma, but not world-class levels. He fits Liverpool. He is the best player in the Premier League other than Ronaldo, and that's why I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. On to Pedri, and I do think he deserved to be on here. I mean, there will be a couple lads saying, don't think so, but I think he won some major trophies. I think he went into the final of the Olympics, probably was Spain's best player in the Euros. I think he played well over 70 matches last season, which is just crazy, and was one of Barcelona's best players at the whopping age of 18. He deserves to be on this list. He is such a great player. All credit where credit is due, honestly. I think this guy is the next Xavi. I think he literally plays like Iniesta. He will be the next Iniesta. Honestly, 8 out of 10. Now on to Neymar, and look, unpopular opinion, but I do think he doesn't deserve to be in this list. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be the person to say it. Yes, I think he's in the top 3 players in the world on his day, but ever since that PSG move, he sort of slacked off. I mean, it's understandable. You're playing against... You're playing in a Farmers League, and you are the team. Alright? You are the team that everyone is going to be fearful in the league. And he's had a couple great appearances in the Champions League. Brazil, he was decent for Brazil in the Copa America. I mean, they went to the final, ended up losing. But I think it's been a mediocre season at best for him. Honestly, 6 out of 10. On to Mason Mount. I used to love the guy. Last season and the season before, it was him and Greenwood up against each other for the best youngster in the world. I can't believe I'm saying that now. I think he hasn't... I don't think he's scored in 24 games. It might actually be more. I would not be surprised if it was like 25, 26, 27, which is crazy. I do think he's a good player. I think Chelsea rely on him a lot, and he brings that consistency, but he's lacked a bit in quality over the last couple months. I think for England, he was really mediocre. He wasn't a starter in the Euros, rightfully so, because he wasn't that good for England, but I think he had a great year. I mean, he won the Champions League, for God's sake. He got to the Euro 2020 final, And although I don't think he deserves to be in this list, far from it, I don't even think he's in the top 100 players, I am going to say an 8 out of 10 because he won the Champions League. Now on to Gerard Moreno. I really do like this guy. I have a bit of saltiness seeing as he scored in the final, in the Europa League final against Manchester United, but he is class. I mean, credit where credit's due. I was saying it for Pedri. And Gerard Moreno, another Spanish underrated player. I mean, this guy's banging goals in for Villarreal. He won the Europa League last season in the 2021 year. And he did really, really well for Spain. I'd say he's one of the best players in the Euros for them. And for that reason, I think he's won a major trophy. He's won a trophy in Europe. Played really, really well in the Super Cup against Chelsea. Did really, really well Europa League. 7 out of 10. Now on to Luka Modric, and I do think this guy is still playing at a high quality. I wouldn't say world class. I'd say an important level. I think he is an important player for Real Madrid, and he showed that at his old age of 35, and he's still keeping that consistency. What a baller, what a midfielder. But I've got one problem, and that's when he did win the Ballon d'Or, he was no way in deserving it, and I don't think he deserves to be on this list. I think, yeah, Real Madrid, I mean, of course, they won a trophy last season, but you expect that. You expect them to win all the trophies possible, even Champions Leagues. They didn't do that. I thought he was going to be Croatia's best player. He wasn't really that good. That's why I'm going to say a 5 out of 10. Lionel Messi, the GOAT of all of football. I mean, I think he's had a great season. A very, very underrated year. I mean, he's actually scored a lot of goals, and a lot of assists. I think he carried Barcelona. He was easily Barcelona's best player. He's came to PSG, hasn't really played as well as I've expected. I mean, best player in the world, best player of all time. You expect him to get 10 goals in one game. No, I'm joking, of course. But he's had flashes of brilliance, and I'm not going to base it off the start of a new club. I'm going to base it off last season, and scored a lot of goals. Barcelona's best players, kept up his statement of being the best player of all time, and that's why I'm going to say a strong 8.5 out of 10. Just because if I look back at the past seasons he's had, a lot of them beat that season. Kylian Mbappe, the man himself. I do think this is a hard one. I don't think it was his best year. I think 2019, that Mbappe beats every year. I mean, he was absolute class. Even 2018 maybe. But he was easily PSG's best player. They did get to the semi-finals. I reckon they should have won the Champions League. So, not very good for Mbappe. Then again, looking at all the class in PSG's team, yes, they should be winning all these trophies. They did it in France, I'll give them that. But he's outshining all of them, and he's still very young. I believe he's 22, 23. He might actually be 23 now, and I've got to give him credit for that. He definitely deserves to be in this list. I would not be surprised if he gets into the top 3, because it's well deserved. I mean, keeping the consistency. Yes, maybe Haaland, he's better, but you know what you're going to get with Mbappe, and that's why I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Now on to Toro Martinez, and with Martinez, I don't know if you guys know, but I think it bases off who he plays with. Throughout the whole time he's been at Inter, since he left the Racing Club for I believe about £8 million in 2019, he's always played with another striker, and whether that was Icardi, Lukaku, and now Dzeko, he had Lukaku, who was easily the best out of all 3 of them, and they partnered so well. And I'll give Lautaro Martinez with that, because he's had to gel with so many different players. I mean, look at all the players Kante gave Inter. I mean, he's gelled with all of them. Had such a great season, winning the Serie A. I mean, and he's the man. He is the man up top with Lukaku. I feel like he's sort of more of a Roberto Firmino type player. He's more under the radar. He will be the player who will probably be assisting Lukaku a lot of the times, and that's why I'm going to give him a strong 8.5. Won the Serie A, what more could you ask for? On to Riyad Mahrez, and I love this guy. Easily Manchester City's best winger in my opinion. Better than Grealish, better than Bernardo Silva. Don't even give me that waffle, mate. But yeah, I do think he's class. He knows how to score. I mean, he scored, he had such great games. He knows how to turn up in big games. I mean, do you remember the PSG game last season? He is such a great player, and I believe that he's one of the best players in the Premier League. When he first came to Manchester City, he was on the subs like nearly 40-50% of the time. He is now started for them. I mean, got to the Champions League final, I'll give them that. Won the Premier League, solid 9 out of 10. On to Romelu Lukaku, and as I was saying with Martinez, he won the Serie A and he was so good. I mean, Lukaku, he got the most goals out of anyone in Inter. He did come second in the Serie A top scorers, but behind Ronaldo, one of the best players of all time. So you got to give him that. But yeah, I think it was his best season ever. I think personal career, got to be with that Everton season, but this was his best season ever. I think he believes to be in the top 5 players for Ballon d'Or, just to show how far he's come. I mean, I was watching the Belgium highlights. He scored. I mean, give him a high placing in the Ballon d'Or, please. 8.5 out of 10. On to Robert Lewandowski, and I believe he got over 40 goals in the Bundesliga. Look, I might be wrong. Football hipsters, don't even tell me in the comments. But yeah, I think he got over 40 goals. That is crazy. This guy, every single season, better. He is crazy. In the Euro 2021, he did not turn up. So I'm gonna say he had a bad Euros, but he started this season off really well. I believe he's Bundesliga top scorer again, and he was Bundesliga top scorer last season. Won the Bundesliga. I mean, what more could you ask for? 9.2. On to Simon Kjaer, and I don't know why they put him in, but again, got a Champions League place with Milan, did really well with Denmark in the Euros. I've got to give them that. Probably one of their best players. So I'll say actually an 8 out of 10. N'Golo Kante. I mean, what a little baller, little magician. He won the Champions League. He did get an injury. I think he got 2 injuries. I think he got about 3 or 4 months off in 2021, but still won the Champions League, did really well with Chelsea. Bit quiet in the Euros, but I think that's why 8.5. I would say 7.5, but because he won the Champions League. On to Harry Kane, and what's happened to him? What has happened to Harry Kane this season? He looks worse than Martin Braithwaite. He looks worse than De Jong. He is terrible this season, but the year, he's magnificent. I mean, he got Premier League top scorer last season. Crazy. So best attacker in the Premier League. He got top assister as well. Got top assister, got top scorer in the same league. I mean, best player in the Premier League last season, no doubt. Had an alright Euro, started it off really sloppy. Played so badly, but more stages, he scored more. And had a really bad season with Tottenham. I think Tottenham did not do well, but personal career and doing well in the Euros, getting to the final, got to give him a solid 9. Jorginho, and I think this is he had the perfect year. Won the Champions League, won the Euros, Italy's best player. I mean, what more could you ask for? He did win the 2021 FIFA Men's Player of the Year, and I believe he has a chance to win it, but I don't think he was the best. But still, I'm going to say a 9.5 out of 10. Erling Braut Haaland, the robot. Of course he's in this list. I would say he should be in the top 3. I'm not going to lie. I think he's a class player. Banging in the goals for Borussia Dortmund. Banged in the goals for Norway, obviously. Didn't get into Euro 2020. It was a bit sad because I really did want to watch him, because I feel like he would have had such a great Euro and probably contend Ronaldo for the top scorer spot. But yeah, he did so well. Easily the best youngster, under 23s youngster in the world. What a player. 8.5 out of 10. Now to Phil Foden, and do I think this guy is deserving of a top 30 Ballon d'Or place? You know what? Yeah, but I do think he just scrapes it. I think if it was 20, he wouldn't be in this. So yeah, I don't think he has any chance of winning it. Great player, did get to the final, did okay at best in the Euro 2020, but did show that he's the best youngster in the Premier League. I mean, I made a video on my other channel saying how he's overrated, but no, I take that back. 8.5, because he just proved a lot of people wrong. Bruno Fernandes, Fernandes as the FIFA commentators like to call him. I actually think he should be in the top 5, no doubt. I don't care. As a United fan, I'm not biased. I promise you that I'm not biased. And he is so underrated. Everyone hates on him. Penalties. We hardly got any penalties last season, and he just missed one. What do you mean, Fernandes? He is the 4th fastest player to get 50 goal contributions as a midfielder. And he has to track back and help out the crappy Fred. Do you know what I mean? He is such a great player. 9 out of 10. Gianluigi Donnarumma. I don't think this guy is as good as people are saying. I mean, what happened to him? I mean, he did make he was the starting goalkeeper for Milan since 2018. First time people were talking about him as a youngster. So I think it's just because he won the Euro 2020 that he's getting hype. Fair play though. Won Euro 2020. Was a star player in Milan's squad and got the Champions League spot, and got a move to PSG, and it looks like they might potentially win the Champions League. I doubt it though. They are literally allergic to that trophy. But yeah, good season overall. 9. Ruben Diaz. I mean, he got player of the season for the Premier League. I don't know how. How did he get that if Kane's getting top goal scorer, top assister? I mean, I don't even think he was the best defender. Actually, yeah, he probably was. I gotta give him that. Best defender last season. Had an okay Euro 2020 with Portugal. I mean, he didn't look that good. But for Man City, he's been solid. I mean, he fixed Manchester City's woeful defence. Do you guys remember a couple seasons ago when it wasn't Arsenal who had the crap defence? It was Man City. He fixed that. So I've got to give him an 8.5. Cristiano Ronaldo, the best player or one of the best players. I'm not even going to start that debate. But yeah, this year was definitely underrated for him. No one talks how he got Euro 2020 top goal scorer. No one talks how he got Serie A top goal scorer, even though Lukaku's apparently such a good striker, didn't beat him. Got player of the month recently with Manchester United in his first month in the Premier League. Got to give him 9 out of 10. Chiellini, Italian defender. A lot of Italian defenders in this list. I understand it though. I don't think he was that good for the General C. I do think he really sort of was on the way down. I don't blame him though. Age gets in the way of your playing career, and Juventus didn't really have a good season, didn't really have a good year. Won the Euro 20, so it's sort of balancing it out. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Kevin De Bruyne in this list. Yes, I do think he is a great player, but whether I think he had a good year, I don't know. I think he was out for like 4 or 5 months of 2021. I think it's a bit of bias towards who is the best players on paper, but I do think he's a great player. I think he's a world-class player. I think he is better than Bruno Fernandes. Don't worry, I'm not biased. And that's why I'm going to say 6.5 out of 10, because he was injured for half the season. On to Bonucci, another one of the type of Chiellini players, but I do think Bonucci was way better than Chiellini. He played really well with Italy. Probably Italy's one of the best players for Italy, and he ended up playing a massive part in their Euro 2020 win. Didn't have a great season with Juventus, although personally, playing for Juventus, he was probably one of their best players. Decent little 8.5 out of 10. Karim Benzema, the most underrated striker in the world. I mean, this guy, I think, has more goal contributions than Barcelona this season. What? And no one is talking about it. I don't know what this guy has to do to get in the papers. He probably has to kill someone to get into the papers. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, this guy is such an underrated player. Better than Luis Suarez. But he is now the face of La Liga, and he is using that role so perfectly. He was actually the true replacement of Cristiano Ronaldo, not Hazard, not Vinicius Jr. 9 out of 10. Nico Barella, what a player. I mean, he scored a volley literally earlier today. I'm recording this. He had such a great season with Inter. He was one of the he was sort of the cogs for Inter. He was receiving the ball, he was starting the attacks, he was everywhere in the midfield, and I got to give him credit for that. I mean, a very, very underrated midfielder. 9.2. Won the Euro 2020, showed how good he is, won the Serie A, easy. Now on to our last player, and it's Cesar Azpilicueta. I don't know how he's got into this list. Even FIFA had the logic and downgraded him. I don't think he was that good. I don't think he played a big role in the Champions League win. Yes, he won the Champions League, alright, but just because a player wins a trophy, you can't put them in for the best personal award. 7.5, nah, 8, because he did win the Champions League, and I think he was captain for Chelsea, so he did play a big part. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Honestly, I love you all. If you are new to the channel or not subscribed yet, click on the channel, look at all the videos I'm making, and if you like the look of them, subscribe so that when you look into your subscriptions tab or look into your home tab, you'll see one of my videos and you can watch it. Please, honestly, it would mean so much. Anyway, I love you. I love everyone. Thank you for all the support. It's been your boy Noah, aka Mac Football, and peace.